Hello, family. Welcome back to Empowerment Network. It's another exciting day. As you can see, something I was thinking, what do we call this? A girls' night out or what? Because today the house is full of girls, obviously, as you can see. So we have heavily guessed it, and we're so excited. Hello, Anita. I think you'd like to say hi first.
Good evening, Comfort, and good evening, Susie. What a privilege to be here with you and speak to you today. I think everyone's really looking forward to having you here. It's going to be a great night.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Yeah. So, Anita, if you can mute yourself, thank you for joining. And of course, guys, as we see in the house, we have been waiting for this moment. The only one and only Susie that we have known for as long as we are here in ONPASSIVE. So, we're just happy and excited that she's here today. She is a lady who is a fan of the F word. F as in fun, as in free products, as in futuristic, as in fantastic, and anything positively F. She is a fan of that. So let me just leave it there, guys. Just join me. Let's welcome our own one and only dear sister and beloved friend, Susie McCrae, into our midst. Susie, thank you so much for joining ONPASSIVE. Uh,
Oh,
Empowerment Network. That's how we call ourselves.
well, you guys are way too kind. I've been, a fan of Comfort and everything she does, and she's so wonderful at what she does. And then to be invited, I was like, wow, this is great. Just the way you invited me to come on, Comfort. You are so consistent with your message and everything, and inviting me to come on. I'm the one who feels honored and privileged to be part of this. And yes, we're going to have some fun today and talk about how much fun ONPASSIVE is. And the future is very, very, very bright.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Susie. We are very privileged and honored to have you. Hi, Sister Gladys.
Hi, Sister Comfort. Welcome, Susie. Very nice to have you here with us today. It's not, always easy to meet and share the table together as we are. Thank you so much, Anita. I'm always excited to hang out with you. And having Susie today, I think we are having a blast. Thank you so much.
I know it's a blast in this. So let's just go straight to business. Susie, if you don't mind, kindly tell us a bit about yourself and especially more about your career life. We're interested in knowing that, please. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. Good to see Gladys and Anita here as well. Always nice to be around such lovely, sharp women or people, as we say. So, just a little bit about myself. Um, I live in Massachusetts in the United States. Born and raised here, never really moved too far away. Went to college. Actually, I live in the town that I went to college at.
Oh.
And yeah, I was an athlete in high school and in college, believe it or not. And I had a long career. The first part of my career was very long. I was worked for a large supermarket company. A lot of people think, geez, what's so involved with a large supermarket company? It's just putting products on the shelf. Well, there's way more to it than that. Um, I was there when we went from paper to computers back in the early 1980s. And I did a lot of technology training and development and rolled out new applications and products and supported many stores, opened new superstores. We were really on the cutting edge of getting onto computers. So I learned a lot there. I had great work with great teams. We had a lot of fun, but it was hard work. And I really enjoyed that aspect of training people at all different levels. People who were very nervous, people who didn't really understand, didn't want to give up the paper, like doing things on paper and trying to transition into computer. It was challenging, but it was great. And I had a lot of great years with them. Over 25 years I worked with them. Then I transitioned out of that. I felt that it was time to do something different. And I went into human resources, which I did some human resources in the supermarket business, but I got into human resources at our local community hospital. which I really loved that hospital, wanted to be part of it, wanted to be part of the community there. And I worked in human resources, doing training and development specialists, doing recruiting, doing all different kind of HR functions. And then the end of my career there, I did practice management, where I managed doctors' offices, if you can imagine that. I didn't know what I was doing, but they knew I had a background. Like I had the experience of doing things and working with people and solving, creating solutions as a team. It's all the stuff I love to do. So I learned a lot about healthcare, primary care. I had 6 primary care practices. Still good friends with a lot of the doctors and the staff there. And I did have a lot of fun doing that, although at times it was a very stressful job, which gives me some sort of experience and understanding throughout my career, some of the products and solutions that Ash and his team have developed that are going to be so helpful to the workforce, and especially as we talked before about staff and human resources.
Yes, Susie, I'll just let you hold on for now, because you definitely come to all staff, because we are very interested. I was ever waiting for this day where you sit here and discuss all staff with us. So give it time. You come in there, please. Ladies, I know we're patient. So for your information, Susie, Gladys and Alita are just here to keep you company. So we'll give you time to speak as much as you want to, but then they'll find time to come in and, of course, chip in something. So let's get a bit more before we continue with business, right? One thing I've noticed, there are 3 people in ONPASSIVE. Everybody's family by now, but there are 3 people. Chris Johnson, Handy Burks, and you are one of those. Each time I see you, there's just reflex. I just smile, because you kind of happiness, just always happy. I've never seen you, even on pictures. I've gone through Facebook, all of your pictures, guys, bear with me. So, Susie, these pictures are not for you, are for people who don't know you, so that they should know what I'm talking about. So that's Susie McCray for you. Look at that. She is always happy, always smiling, and those. So what is the secret here? What's the secret? What makes you always smiling? Is it because you don't seem to ever be angry or sad at some point?
Oh my God, look at that picture. They put me in a fashion show as a fundraiser, and I agreed to it, and they put all this makeup on me. Oh, there I am on vacation. Well, I don't know. I think I was born happy, and there's 7 kids in our family, and this is cracking me up.
Look, that's not for you. Just tell us. I'm showing this to people.
So I was born happy. I swear I was born happy. My mom tells me that I was child number 5 out of 7. And she said, I was the happiest baby. I would go up and take my nap, and she'd forget about me because I never really cried a lot. And she said she'd come upstairs and I'd be entertaining myself and play, just smiling and doing my own thing. So I think that was key. And the other thing is, being happy is a state of mind that when you walk into a room or you walk in with people, I find it more comfortable to be smiling and to just, hey, what's going on? I say that a lot of times when I walk into someplace. Hey, what's going on? And just smile, because I find people so interesting. I'm curious all the time. So I think being curious and just my upbringing of just enjoying life with wonderful parents and siblings. I really swear I was born that way. And who can't be happy with ONPASSIVE? So there is hope for everyone. If you feel like, geez, I'm not as happy as some people. Well, let me tell you, ONPASSIVE will make you very happy, as it's made a lot of us happy.
Wow. Thank you, Susie, for sharing. I think that's because sometimes you just need to ask, I feel that asking, you don't ask, you don't receive. you know.
Right.
So we need to find out so that we try to like emulate something good. You can like to do it too. So ladies, you've listened to Susie. She has introduced herself. She's telling us how she was born a happy person and stuff like that. Any comment, any word of welcome before we move on, please?
I think it's got to be the hula hoop. That's what does it, isn't it, Susie? It's the hula hoop. It's got to make anyone happy. So I think everyone just has to start hooping, all right? And if you can't hoop, get a smart hoop, okay? Now look at them. They're really good. They will just do it for you, all right? You just put it on, move, and it does it. It doesn't drop to the ground. It's so just all start hooping, even if it's a smart hoop. And I think we can all, get a little bit of Susie in us, can't we? But yeah, I mean, I just absolutely loved seeing you in that in the launch in Boston O Staff video. I love it. I love that video. And when you're sitting next to Ash, and you're really, really, really in there about O Staff, and yeah. So I love seeing you there. I think you're really right at home at that table next to Ash, didn't you? So we're really privileged to be on here tonight with you, Susie.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Anita. So, Sister Gladys, anything from you, please?
Thank you so much, Susie. I love those pictures, seeing the smile. I'm so glad that you were that baby who allowed your mom to sleep.
You are sweet,
So it's
baby.
really nice to have, people like you in a large organization like in ONPASSIVE. We are different personalities from all over the world, and we need to have some Susies, but only Susie can be the person that you are. And that's really nice. Looking at those pictures, my mind just went back what used to amaze me when I see you on webinars. When we used to have those guest webinars, and even sometimes the founder webinars, the questions, the patience that you have, to respond to questions, listen, and somebody goes on and on, finish, and then you respond, or the other leaders respond, and then you close by saying, are you satisfied now? And then the person says yes. So I can see where that started from originally. If you were never a happy person from inside, it's difficult to be happy when you are old. You can have everything, but if you are a miserable person from inside, it's hard to be happy. But when you are a happy person, even when life is difficult, even when there are challenges, you end up finishing with a smile, even after crying. So I'm very excited to be here with you today. And Sister Comfort, thanks for sharing those moments. Thanks.
All right. I did not ask Susie's permission. So if we leave from here, you don't see me tomorrow, know that I've been arrested. So, so yeah, Susie, we've been chatting the whole time since you said yes to me when I proposed. So proposed as to you coming here to talk to us, right? So in our last chat, you told me that when you look at the ecosystem, to you, it's like what you would call an oasis. So what did you really mean by that?
Okay, yeah, thank you. And thank you, you guys, for your kind words. And you're very sweet, but Gladys, those years that I was talking about, all of those years where I was working with people, I was in front of large groups of people, I had to facilitate a lot of meetings, I had to do a lot of things with management training, and not everyone was happy. And there were a lot of questions, and there were people that were miserable a lot of the times. So I think I developed a very thick skin, and it just didn't happen overnight. I learned how to handle questions the best way I could, kind of deflect things if it got too negative. So I have to give credit to the organizations I work for, where they put me in a position where I had to be on my toes a lot, and I had to learn how to dance with the audience, so to speak. But anyway, let's get to your question, Comfort, about Oasis.
Yes.
Okay. So an oasis to me, and I guess you could look up the definition of oasis, but an oasis is a comfortable, refreshing, rejuvenating place. Like a lot of people think like maybe an oasis, like the pictures you put in here, that you're out in the desert, you know, and you're on your camel, which I'm hoping to do in Egypt, and I know I will do. And you're tired, you're hot, you're worn out, and all of a sudden you look ahead and there's an oasis, and it's like this refreshing water, there's delicious fruit to eat, you're comfortable, you're at peace, everything is at your fingertips. So I started thinking about that, and I'm like, that's what the ecosystem is like in this very hectic world we live in, whether it's your personal life or your business life or you're working for somebody else, whatever you're doing. Things are scattered, things are all over the place, things aren't always easy to access, everything isn't always under one place. Yes, there's malls, yes, there's superstores that have, you know, all your groceries, and you can go to the drugstore, you know, that whole concept of one-stop shopping. But is it an oasis? Is it a place that you love to come to and you love to feel comfortable in? You know, shopping is one thing, it's a chore. Yes, but some people enjoy it. And I'm only saying that because of my supermarket background, because we tried to create an environment where people enjoy doing their grocery shopping. Most people don't like to come in and do grocery shopping. They're spending money, it takes time, they're going around the store, then they have to check out, all of that stuff. But with ONPASSIVE in the ecosystem, Ash and his team have created an oasis that once you enter into the ecosystem, it's beautiful, it's comfortable, it's looking more and more familiar to all of us, how they have things that look, they're different, but they're similar. The way you do things, it's an environment that's refreshing. You're not having to leave that ecosystem to go do other functions and other things for your personal life and for your business. It's there. It's entertaining, but it gets the job done. But it's also an environment where you really can't break anything. So you're comfortable and you can go there. And once you're there, you just have to stay there, relax, and know that you're going to have the things, the solutions you need in your lives to work smarter, work more efficiently, and to interact with people at a level that has never been seen before. So that's kind of the oasis to me, that it's not going to be, oh, I got to go into my ecosystem. It's like, wow, I'm going into my ONPASSIVE ecosystem and I'm going to enjoy it.
All right. Wow. That was brilliant. You know, when you said this, Susie, something came to mind because last 2 weeks ago, Fumi and myself had a discussion where we say ONPASSIVE, the ecosystem is your oyster. And together with the team, we coined a word like OES and then TER. So oyster, you know. So when you said this, it has that same meaning too. So when you look, it's just all it is. So I just want to hear from the ladies. So do you agree with Susie? Do you see it like how she does, or do you come from another angle? I just let it open. Anita, please.
Yeah, I mean, I think how Susie's explained that is brilliant, isn't it, really? I mean, it's a great analysis of it. But just adding to what she said there, it's like, you know, if you can imagine as well, you're able just to dip your toes into that lovely shimmering water in the oasis, you know, you can dip your toes. And so, like Susie said, you can't break anything. So it enables people to just go in and have a play, see what they like, see what they can use, discover, learn new things. And I never did those kind of games that I've heard people play, those kind of games where they go on and they have to attend to their crops and they have to feed their farm animals and do all of those things. What they really need to do is start, like, you know, Susie's saying, have fun. Think of your ecosystem as a place to just log in and have some fun. I mean, obviously, it's going to be something to earn people money, and it's going to, you know, for resellers and also for people using it for their business. It's going to save people money, so it's quite a serious thing, really. But you can have fun with it. There's going to be so many things in there that's just so enjoyable to use and to play around with and to learn. It's going to make learning real fun, you know. And the great thing about that is, you know, anybody can learn. And it doesn't matter about the language. I mean, the fact that everything be auto-translated, doesn't matter your background, it doesn't matter where, as long as you can log in, be it on a laptop, a phone, or wherever. And let's face it, you know, there are people like this all day on their phones. If they can do that, they can log into an ecosystem. And they can play around on that ecosystem, knowing they're not going to break anything. So don't be afraid. Don't sit back thinking, oh, I don't know what this ecosystem is. Get in there and play around, just like you would on one of these Farmville games or whatever they are that people do, you know. So yeah, pretty much the same views as Susie, really.
All right. Thank you. Over to you, Sister Gladys, please.
Yeah, I think as the Sister Susie has explained it, our OES is a place to have fun. For me, when anytime that I'm going to that website on passive.com and I'm just, I know I'm going to the OES, it's a relief to me because it saves me time. I work full time, and every morning I have to use 6 access to different places to be able to access every system where I'm working in order to be fully functional, whether it's where I've stored my folders, whether it's the email, whether it's the systems that we use at work. It's at least 6 emails. Imagine, and we have to change them every 3 months to keep your account secure. You have to change them every 3 months. So when I look at OES, and it's just a single sign-on, for me to be able to have everything right in front of my eyes, it's relaxing, it's stress-free. Whether thinking of people will have businesses, people have businesses, or even us, you go to ONET with a single sign-on, you access your ONET, you access the BO. I don't want to give the full name because that's personal proprietary for us. You go to O Connect, you have access to your O-mail, you have access to O-Tracker with just a single sign-on. I think the company has digested most of the work for us. The company has made it much easier for us to be able to access things in the OES with that single sign-on. So if we go in overwhelmed that we want to see everything, it can be overwhelming for some, and I can understand. But if you go in with the determination that today I just want to see this email, what it's about. Today I want to see one thing. Just small goals. As I always say, bite what you can chew and swallow without choking. Thank you so much. Back to you, Sister Comfort.
Wow, sure. Thank you. Thanks so much. Yeah. So, Susie, when Ash first introduced the old staff to us, you were very excited. But then from your introduction today, we are getting where all that is coming from or was coming from. So we would like you to explain to us what you know about old staff and how it will, according to you, come full circle within the OES.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And good points, Anita and Gladys. And Gladys, I like to bite off as much as you can chew without choking.
Right.
And, just listen to what I don't have to really explain much because Gladys, you just said that when you go into work, you're like logging into like 7 different platforms to have access, and it's not fun. So as far as staff, so one of my big frustrations as a manager, and in the years that I supervised and did stuff, work with people, whether I was in human resources or I was not, that I found it so convoluted at the way that operationally employees, managers had to function, and how IT departments and help desks had to function to support the employees, the customers, and everything. I always thought that that was broken because it was disjointed. There were so many different platforms that you had to log into and utilize to do necessary functions of your job, yet not all of them spoke to each other easily so that you could share the data easily. So you were constantly jumping from one place to the other. And what that creates is it creates a lot of stress, a lot of wasted time, and a lot of redundancy. Just think about with the single sign-on, all of the help desks and all these organizations, people forget their passwords. They get locked out of their system. They're having to call the help desk. They can't even remember sometimes the accurate name of the platform that they're on or what they're trying to do, whether they're in a payroll system, whether they're in an accounting system, where they're in a application where they're doing ordering and purchase orders, all of those things. I kept saying there's got to be a better way to get all of that done. The other thing, ladies, that is huge, and I'm going to tell a quick local story, and this maybe will, sometimes when you tell a story of a bad situation, it really makes you appreciate what OStaff is going to offer. It's an embarrassment to an organization, to employees, to managers, to supervisors, to owners of companies, when things fall through the cracks, when people aren't handled the way they should be appropriately with information, especially in human resources, where human resources is there to support the staff, to make sure their benefits are right, to make sure their wages are right, to make sure if they're taking a leave of absence that it's recorded correctly, if they're going to retire, that their paperwork is done correctly, that all of their compensation is right, that if they're getting a review, that they're reviewed appropriately, that they're supported, that they're training and development, all of that. And when things fall through the cracks, it's an embarrassment, it's a time waster, and it can also have a huge financial impact. And this is the story I'm going to tell. I was reading an article in the paper about a human resource director, and she quit her job. She quit her job. She worked for a local city overseeing their human resources. And the reason she quit her job was because there was a problem. The problem was former employees who had left, retired, who were gone, were still getting benefits, and some of them still getting pay.
Oh.
Okay. And in the article, what struck me was she left the job because she was under scrutiny. And in some ways, I felt very empathetic to her because the city did not want to pay for a proper system that had the checks and balances in place so these things wouldn't fall through the cracks. So now you have a broken system that they knew was broken, and you needed someone checking the system constantly. And obviously they didn't. They lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in benefit packages and payroll stuff. And my heart went out to this woman because she was the head. So, you know, the buck stops here. She was the one that took the hit for it, but it wasn't affordable for them to use something appropriate. So now we look at OStaff. OStaff is superior, from what I understand, to other platforms out there that help manage your human resources. It's superior. This issue that happened at this city would have never happened had they had O staff. And you want to know why they would have O staff? Because it is affordable and it offers the value. It's not hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars for a system, which is what we even paid where I worked. O staff is head and shoulders above with what it can do. And the value and the price point is going to be ridiculous. I'll use that word that Ash always uses. It's ridiculous, the price point. So when I saw that in the paper, I was like, wow, had they had O staff in place, the systems would have talked to each other, and all these people who had retired or who had quit, who had left the organization, they would not still be receiving benefits that were not due to them or paychecks that were not due to them. So just that is like, wow. And look at it, destroyed this woman. It destroyed her. And now somebody else is taking over and coming in, and I feel bad for this person because it's a lot to clean up, you know, and it hit home to me that that's unnecessary. But Ash and his team have created something that is going to help put in those checks and balances. One of them is a way that you track leaves, like leave of absence. Someone goes on a maternity leave, someone has a family leave or a sick leave, or they're taking a sabbatical or whatever. The system is so well done that you know when they're leaving, when they're coming back, when their benefits should be on or off, when it should be extended, when you should notify them that it's time for them to come back. Are they coming back? Do they need to extend the leave? We were all over the place where I worked. We didn't have a good system in place. It was based on spreadsheets that didn't talk to each other, and you were relying on one person to kind of manage it, and it was unmanageable. So I see O staff as really being the sentinel, like the gatekeeper of a lot of things that are going to just help organizations. And it is so ridiculously priced. It's going to be affordable for them.
Wow. I know, you know, when you listen to stories, you can't imagine what people do go through, like what Susie is just telling us, guys. And Sister Gladys, does this paint a clear picture of what Ash means when he says ONPASSIVE is going to correct all the corruption?
Yes, Susie is very experienced from the HR side, and actually, anytime I think of all staff, you come to mind because you were very proactive about it. And as Sister said, it was good to see you in Boston, you know, in the event. But one thing that I would also like just to add on top of what you said is I sympathize with the lady that you are talking about, you know, correcting the corruption. If we think of the system that ONPASSIVE was put in place, it's AI driven. And working with the spreadsheets can be very, very tedious and straining. And then, leave alone now, I'm thinking of also the pay. You know, is the employer motivated to work? Are people being paid well to do the job? Or even if, you know, you can love the job so much, but if you are not paid enough, you are not motivated, you know? Or you like the job so much, you are faithful in what you do, but the work is a lot. That's why AI is going to help. That's where all staff is going to come in to process some of those tasks that are repetitive, that make the employee tired, and take off that burden so that, you know, human beings can focus on important aspects of the business. So I can really see the solution that ONPASSIVE will bring with all staff to humanity, to businesses. Instead of doing everything manual, instead of hiring so many employees, say you have 100,000 employees, how many employees are you going to hire to be able to serve these 100,000 employees? You need a form of automated system that can keep track of this. It takes me back to when I was applying for my maternity leave. It was very tedious. And I remember one time we were discussing all stuff, and I went back to that time. I remember submitting forms being returned back. This one is missing, your touch, it's not clear. So it's really nice to be in this era and to be able to witness when all stuff comes. I pray that I live to see it and really feel the difference between then and now. But I know it's going to make things seamless and easy. Thank you. Back to you.
So, Anita, one of the things that Susie talked about was broken systems. And to Gladys added by using the word solution, those are the type of things Ash has, solution value and stuff like that. So I think you have some background in marketing and stuff. So listening to Susie and stuff, what change do you think will bring, or what do you want to contribute to add to what she has said? I just leave it open for you.
Okay, look, everything that Ash has designed is designed to save time and cut costs. And that's one aspect of everything. I mean, certainly with those staff, it's going to save the company money. But the main thing here, which is what ONPASSIVE is really all about, is the humanity side of it. So just take those staff. Every product probably has the humanity side injected into it. And with those staff, it's that little thing like the birthday announcements that will pop up. And just wish somebody happy birthday probably while they're sitting at their desk. Because that is things that don't happen. Maybe you're in your workplace and they do think, oh yeah, it's a birthday, give them a card. But it's little things like that that's going to be, it's just, I think what I'm trying to say is, yes, the idea is to save time, cut costs, all very business-like, but there's also that real sort of humanity side of everything and the fun side of every product as well. And it's going to bring people into looking at using it for that reason, as well as just saving money. Do you see where I'm coming from there? And I think that's really what needs to be got across to people, is this isn't just like something else out there that they've seen before. Oh yeah, I've seen these things that are going to cut costs, save money. Yeah, they're not going to be that great. No, this is something completely different. And they need to, and I think this is why really they need to come in and have that trial period to really play around, because a lot of companies don't give people the trials that Ash is going to be giving them. And I think when they can come in and play around and put the two together, the saving time and money, etc., the business side, and then they look at the humanity side as well, that's a big reason for people to want to switch and come to ONPASSIVE, in my opinion.
Yeah, so Susie, before we look at another question, the ladies, they have added to what you said. Three of you have used words like solution, like value, and then saving money. Sometimes Andy Berkster will say you save time doing all of those things on the spot. Given that people are watching here, business people, maybe their businesses are crumbling and stuff like that. So would you want to conclude this point on all stuff based on the solutions and the value that Ash is bringing? How it's going to change the industry?
Yeah, you all brought up excellent points, and I want to parlay on what Anita said too. How many times, maybe those of you watching or where you work, or you've experienced this, or in your past work history or whatever, you go and you're trying to have one of your problems solved within your organization, and you're talking to somebody and they're trying to get your information and the system's slow, or they can't log into that program. Let me go look at the file. Then they go look in the file, and you're standing there and you're waiting, and this person, they don't feel like they're delivering to you as the customer or the employee, and it's frustrating for them. So then they have to make a note. Let me follow up with Susie McCrae, because she was asking this, and this, and I couldn't get into the system. I couldn't find the spreadsheet that had that. And it's not just the return on investment that this is going to provide. to companies and organizations that get OSTAF, whether you're a small business or a larger business. One of the return on investment, which is not monetary, but it is in a way, is employees being proud of the work they're doing, proud of what they're delivering, making it less stressful for them. Reducing turnover in an organization is huge because the cost to bring on new employees, to replace employees, to train them, to get them up to the knowledge level of the person they're replacing, managers leaving because they're frustrated, because they don't feel like they have the tools and resources to do the job that they're hired for. That's the number one satisfaction thing is, do I have the tools and resources to do the job that I was hired to do? And with OSTAF and ONPASSIVE, that is going to provide an organization with the solutions and tools so people can do their job, hold their head up high, and be happy that they've delivered on what they're supposed to do instead of scrambling and shooting from the hip, backpedaling, and then the next day going, oh my God, I forgot to get back to Susie McCrae. I got to go. There's going to be a system in place that's going to help solve so many problems.
Wow. Thank you so much, Susie. We really appreciate it. Yeah. So, guys, we are moving away from OSTAF now to something a bit different, but still mainly on passive. So if you have any other question, something you want to understand about OSTAF, just drop it in the chat, please, and I'll read it out for the ladies to explain it again to you. So, Susie, you believe that the new contest that Ash has just put up can help us, what Andy calls early bird affiliates, to share ONPASSIVE in such a simple and thoughtful way. Can you please throw more light on that, please?
Yes. This is my personal opinion, and I'm sure so many of you out here agree with me. Okay. It is brilliant. It is brilliant that Ash and his team have developed this contest, because we are a company that is getting ready to launch its first paid product, as you all know. Okay. We all know that to join the ONPASSIVE ecosystem is free. All you have to do is register, and you register by getting a link from one of us founders or early bird adopters, whatever you want to call us. So anybody out in the world, as long as they have that link, they can register, and they can register for free and have an O-mail. Then the next step is you can communicate with them to say, great, you're in the Oasis, you're in the ecosystem, you're in the OES. You are now eligible to enter our fabulous contest. And then you can direct them simple and easily. It's all written up in the back office in the pop-up, where they just need to subscribe to the ONPASSIVE company YouTube channel. They need to go to the video that we're promoting right now. They can like it and comment, and in the comment, they can put their OES ID or O-mail, which I recommend the OES ID, and then share it on social media. And they're locked in and entered. And what I meant, Comfort, when I said simple and easy, is Ash created ONPASSIVE. One of the reasons, besides the correction to the corruption, was because he understood too that people are not marketers. And, there's a certain percentage that are, but there's a huge percentage that aren't. And he has provided us one of the easiest ways to share our links with people with this contest. And I believe today he also says there's going to be continual contests. And how simple is that for you to just invite people to join the ecosystem and then to enter a contest with a chance of winning a top prize of $10,000. I just think that's brilliant. And it's a very easy way for founders to share ONPASSIVE, because they're saying we're getting ready for our first product to go to market, but you can enjoy these free products. There's no purchase required. And it's just a simple way to build your organization. So he's given that as a gift to us. And I just think it's brilliant.
It's brilliant, and you put it so brilliantly as well. So let's hear what the other ladies want to add to that. Anita, please.
Well, really, I mean, I echo everything Susie's just said there, but also it's credibility as well, isn't it? So for founders that have struggled, who have had people, all the naysayers in the past, the negativity and everything else that they could have come across, I mean, to put that out there on Facebook or whatever, it's just really kind of saying to people, here we are, and this is what we're doing now. We're even prepared to give away now to £10,000 as dollars. Sorry, as a first prize. We've already given away a top $5,000 prize, and they can watch the video, seeing that happen. So now with the 10,000, it's kind of like it's just so much credibility there. That should really help founders now as well. That even if any founders still had any little doubt in their heads at all, which they shouldn't have by now, come on, this is going to help them. It's like Susie said, it's a very easy thing to share. Certainly when you're telling people they can win up to $10,000. Who wouldn't want to have a look? Who wouldn't want to at least click on there and just have a look at what have I got to do for this? Well, it's pretty simple, really, isn't it? And loads of people, don't tell me that people don't sign up to things just to take a look, because they do. And especially if they think there's a possibility of winning money. So get it out there, guys. Just get it on your every bit of social media that you can. And it doesn't even matter whether you've put that with your own link, or as Marty DeGarmo said recently, as a team. We're all a family. So even if it's out there as on passive.com, everybody that comes in is going to be shared amongst us all anyway. So get it out there anyhow. And if you don't know how to put your own link, just get it out there on passive.com. Hey, come and win some money with us. Come and have a look at what we do for nothing. Ash just couldn't make it any easier if he tried. There is nothing easier than this business on the planet.
Wow, thank you. So, Sister Gladys, your take, please.
Thank you so much. And just to add on top of what they said, so that I don't repeat the same, I'm going to come from another perspective. For every click or like or sharing that we do on our own, on passive company official YouTube channel, helps us, we the affiliates, because YouTube tracks their logarithms. And if we like the content that is on ONPASSIVE, if we share, it pushes us in front of people. YouTube will recommend ONPASSIVE to more people if they see that there are more people interested to watch, to see what they have. So it's also another way of us doing something to support our own business, because we are affiliates in ONPASSIVE, which means we each own a business in ONPASSIVE. We do not own the company, but we own a business which ONPASSIVE is helping us to run. So if we work together as a team, sharing it, as Sister Anita said, I've shared quite a few, and it's not even from my channel. At this point, when I'm looking at this context, I'm looking the whole picture. So it's to benefit the whole company, everybody in the company. So it doesn't matter where you are sharing it from. If you want to share from your channel, it's fine. If you want to download and share, it's fine. But it's also good now to share on Passive official channel, so that we put it in front of the people to know who we are. Corporately, if we all do something, we will really move up the YouTube or Google search engine. So let's try to do that. It doesn't mean that the company cannot do it, but it plays a role for us to do something. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. You got 2 thumbs up from Anita. Yes. So, Susie, I promised that we could step back again to all staff, and that is here comes. So, Sister Comfort, I asked a question earlier but wasn't seen. Yeah, sure. Susie, is all staff a solution to ghost employees, and can you explain a little on how it will work in that sense?
Okay. Thank you, Olive. Is it Olive? Yeah, Olive Tom on
Olive.
And I just want to say excellent points, you guys, too, about the contest. You're absolutely right. This is going, and the video is wonderful to share with people. I mean, that is one of the best marketing videos. It's excellent. So I think if you're talking about ghost employees, I think what you mean, Olive, and correct me if I'm wrong, is maybe the story I told where people had left the organization or they were no longer on the books. Will there be a solution? I don't know exactly technically how OSTAF will do that, but I do know that I am sure that there will be reports that will be able to be run about how many hours, which most payrolls do this, payroll systems do this, where you can run a 0-hour payroll report. And we used to have one in a place I worked where you could run the 0-hour report and you would see, like, after so many weeks, someone who's not working any hours, were they on a leave, were they fired, did they resign, why aren't they working any hours, are they still receiving their benefits, why are they still on the payroll? So I believe there will be checks and balances to mitigate that, so that these ghost employees are accountable, and there will be a system in place with checks and balances that they left, this has been done, therefore they're no longer in here. Because I think what your intention on that question too, Olive, and it sounds like you have been involved in organizations that have this, you may have one system that does the payroll, one system that does other paperwork, one system that does all of your IT securities and stuff like that. And all of a sudden an employee leaves and the person in IT doesn't get the report that the person left, and that person still has access to their email, to maybe some high security items, financial information. I mean, there has to be a way where there's checks and balances. When someone leaves, they're cut off from the system, all of their equipment's turned in, they're not paid benefits, then they're not what we call ghost employees. The other thing is O-Verify. Now, not 100% sure exactly how that works, but with O-Verify, the organizations that do come on to ONPASSIVE and use the solutions, one of them being OSTAF. I am sure O-Verify will be part of that solution as well, where you verify that someone's real. There are companies that have lost thousands upon thousands of dollars when people have created fake employees with fake information, and they pay them and they collect the checks. Yes, correction to the corruption. That does exist out there. There are people that have done that. They've used different people's social security numbers or whatever, or they bypass a system. With O-Verify, my assumption is you won't be able to do that. There will be a check and balance to make sure every person is a real person in your system, in your organization, and that you just can't create these ghost employees. So I hope that answered it.
Sounds perfect to me. So we'll keep an eye in the chat to hear what the person who asked the question is saying. So thank you so much, Susie, for that answer. So I think we're moving on as long as there's no question yet. So again, Susie, from you think that it would be important for us, the early bird affiliates, founding members and stuff, to stay accountable to ourselves and others as we go through the next steps on our ONPASSIVE journey. What does that really mean?
Well, thank you for asking me that. That's a great question, Comfort. Yes. Okay. Well, what does accountability mean to you? So, when people say hold yourself accountable, okay, what does that mean? Holding yourself accountable to me is that you take the initiative, you take the responsibility, you don't dump things on other people. You don't have an expectation that somebody else is going to fix or do things for you, that you are going to hold yourself accountable so that you're prepared to take the next steps. And what does that mean? So I'll give you a few examples. Right now, we have had time in our ecosystem to play around. We've had time with O Connect to play around. Yes, we're still going to have the products at a higher level at some point, but by now, have you held yourself accountable as a founder to go into the system and to know how to navigate, how to go to different areas, how to get back to the dashboard when you've clicked on something else, how to check your profile, how to look at the marketplace and how you've added the products in for your free trial? Have you signed on become an affiliate and signed your NDA? Those were steps that I think all of us should have done by now. The next step for accountability is we will be instructed what the next steps are when the products come for sale, the packages, O-Verify. Are you going to be someone who is going to take accountability and take ownership of yourself and your business and learn what you need to do next? Or are you going to rely on someone else to pull your weight? So I am saying now is the time for you to hold your head up high if you haven't, and to start taking accountability and to make sure you understand what the next steps are, and that when those steps come out, you follow the instructions and you do everything to the best of your ability, and not be afraid that you're going to break something or do something wrong. So you need to, I am just saying that to everyone out there. And I know most founders are going to do that, because what that will do is that will not just make yourself feel better, but it's going to free up the people that you reach out to all the time to help you, so they can help others and can streamline things or be a little bit more creative than having to stop what they're doing to pull your weight. So I'm just saying to everyone, now is the time to really show that you are a serious business owner. And if you are struggling with how to navigate and do certain things, by now you should have buddied up with someone who can help you and who can teach you different things. So Comfort, that's how I look at accountability.
Wow.
Not just that everything's going to go to support or to some leaders, or people are going to be expecting other people to do what we as founders need to do as our next steps. Don't be afraid. We're not going to break anything. Follow the steps, and you're going to feel a heck of a lot better and more accomplished if you do the next steps on your own.
Wow. That was really powerful, Susie. Thank you so much. Of course, we always want to hear what our ladies have to add to what you say. Anita?
Okay, well, look, Ash said only the other week that 80% of your success is showing up. Now, pretty much that sums up what Susie's just been saying, because, okay, I don't know about the figure 80%, because let's put it this way. To me, it's 100% that if you don't log in and press the right things, you're not going to be successful. So I don't want to correct Ash in any way at all. He's a wonderful man, but it's 100% sure You're not going to earn anything if you don't do the 80% showing up that Ash spoke about. Okay, so yeah, you've got to be accountable. You've got to start setting aside some time and saying to yourself, and I often ask people, my users, decide what you want. If what you want is to be able to sit back and have everything done for you and do absolutely nothing, that's absolutely fine. But you have to set it up. If you don't set that up, you don't press the right buttons, you don't follow some instructions to do that and keep up to date, you're not even going to be in that automated system. So people have got to understand that to be in that wonderful automated system, they have actually got a few instructions to follow, and they've got to keep up to date, haven't they? So that's being accountable for actually they've been offered this on a plate, they've been handed it on the plate, the best business on the planet, the best way of earning an online income that's out there, the easiest, the most legit. All they've got to do is just show up and follow a few instructions. So work out, have you got half an hour a day? If it's only half an hour a day, if it's 2 hours, if it's 6 hours, whatever you've got, set it aside and dedicate that for at least, how long does it take to log in? A couple of minutes. How long is it going to take me to do that? If all you do every morning, well, even if you've got a full-time job, okay, instead of listening to the radio, put something on, listen to some updates. There's enough of them daily. Just log in every single day and just even see what's in a pop-up. And just, if anything, if nothing else, log in and look at the updates and read the corporate webinar update if you couldn't be on the webinar. So really, if you wanted to earn extra money and you wanted a part-time job, you're going to have to dedicate some time. You might have to go off and do a cleaning job that might be 2 or 3 hours every night. Why would you not dedicate that same sort of time to building yourself a really secure future where you can be time and financial and time freedom, where you've got that? So dedicate some time. Everyone needs to find it, whether it's half an hour, as I say, or 6 hours, whatever it is a day. Do it. Find some time.
Wow. Okay. Thank you, Anita. That is.
Thank you so much, Sister Comfort. I think they have exhausted everything. I can only say thank you so much to those who show up every day here. Thank you for the new ones who come in. If you have not subscribed, remember to subscribe to our channel and to the other channels where you receive good content that is, accurate. Not only our channel, but any channel that you receive your information. And let's support also. Susie is here. Exciting. And if you did not watch ONPASSIVE 360, myself, I did not manage to watch it. I was working. I watched just a bit when I finished work. I'm going to do a recap, go through the whole thing. I see excitement here saying that it was really good. I want to see what that was all about. And I'm going to yield my time to Sister Comfort to lead the affiliates where to go next after today, after this show. Thank you.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Exactly, sure. So I'm sure, Susie, would you like to say, do you have anything at all to just say as a closing remark before I say bye?
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Comfort. This was all great, Gladys and Anita. And you obviously, we could go on talking about it. I just want 2 things to say. Number one, about the contest. Think about how many times you're online, and I know I shop online for things, or I see something that I think I may need for my dog or for myself or for a gift. And a lot of times the first thing that comes up is sign up and get 20% off your first order. Okay, I'm one of those. I give my name, I give my email address, then I get that code so that I'm like, wow, first time customers, you get this. Is it a gimmick? Yeah, maybe in some ways, but I do it. Now just think about the contest with ONPASSIVE. It's not really a gimmick because it's those you're not buying anything. You're not giving a credit card. You'd be crazy not to sign up in the ecosystem, get your OMail as your ID, and you're in there. You're not giving your social security number, which is what a number we give in the United States. You're not giving your credit card or your firstborn or anything like that. It's free. You know, how great is that? There's no trickery, no gimmicky stuff whatsoever. The second thing I'd just like to end with too is about accountability. I definitely see Comfort, Anita and Gladys, the language changing, especially amongst founders. You know, a lot of people used to use the word, well, my sponsor or the person who got me into this. I think that as far as accountability goes, for you to have that sense of entitlement, to think that because someone introduced you to ONPASSIVE, that they are there to do all the work for you, you're crazy. You're crazy. Oh, well, Susie is my sponsor. So, you know, she better show me. But that's caca to me.
I know.
You know, and I don't want to talk negatively, but I'm just saying it, that if the shoe fits, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Take accountability. Who cares? Who brought you in? Who you know, yeah, we are all here to help each other no matter what. But you got to help yourself first, and you got to make that effort first before you have the expectation and entitlement that someone else should be doing it for you. You're going to feel a hell of a lot better that you did it yourself. And then reach out for support, for people listening. There are so many resources with ONPASSIVE, all the different Facebook groups that people are on, all the different YouTubes. You've got Chris, Marty, and Red every day on. Rob Lynn at night, people doing Q&As, answering questions. There is a lot of support out there, but it does no good if you don't reach out and listen to those things so that you can help yourself. Okay, but I had a lot of fun, and thank you so much. It was wonderful being around you ladies. Such great input, and really making me think about a lot of things today. I really appreciate, and Comfort, I appreciate what you do on your channel with these other women. I think it's adds a lot of value out there, and I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
We're like Loose Women. Have you ever seen? You probably haven't seen it, Susie. We have a British program called Loose Women. It's like a lunchtime chat thing. And I don't know why they're called Loose Women, but they are.
Yeah. So thank you, Susie. It was really a blessing having you today. We've been longing for this blessed day, and it actually came today. We appreciate you so much. Thank you. And like you said earlier on, I think there's some words that do not exist in the ONPASSIVE dictionary or vocabulary. There's no gimmicks here. We don't have that. Because with Mr. Mufara, either you win or you win, because they don't fail here. So just go on and play the game. Go on the contest. If you're listening to us now and you are not part of the ONPASSIVE yet, go ahead, register, get a link in any of the channels you're watching, or there are just links and QR codes all over social media. Just scan them. Go ahead, do it, get involved in the contest, because either you will win or you will win. And it's not all about that money. It's just about you unlocking the door to your future you've never thought about. That's all we have to tell you. However, you don't have to if you don't really want to, but we are only encouraging you that if you really want to see something different, go for it. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, family. I appreciate you. And before I forget, guys, all roads lead to Roblin Live tonight, because Mr. Mufara is coming. He is on fire. And he says whatever topic Roblin had tonight, it has to change to, are you ready? And that question is heavier than you've ever heard him ask before, because we had a tidbit of something during the OP 360. We don't want to go into that now because Susie has already been here for 1 hour. That's long enough. Guys, see us at Roblin Live. Thank you. Much love from us. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.